Hello everyone. Our lesson today is on verb patterns in a grammar, and this is part 4. You have to watch part 1, 2 and 3 before you watch this part. The question is, how many verb patterns does want have? So I've got the verb want, and the question is, how many verb patterns does this verb have? The answer is, the verb want has 13 verb patterns. This means every time I want to use the verb want, I have to ask myself what I can put after want. So if you look here, after want you can put an object. I want an apple. So in this video, the blue color is the verb, and I underlined what comes after the verb. So I want an apple. So after want I can use an object, and the object here is a noun. After want I can use to with the infinitive. I want to go now. So to go is infinitive with to, and want is the verb. After want I can use an object plus to infinitive. So I want COVID-19 to end. So COVID-19 is the object and it is a noun, and then I use to, and end. This is the infinitive with to. Of course, to is infinitive and end is another verb. So I want COVID-19 to end. I want you to study. I want people to understand. This is how we use want. Number 4, want, we can use a phrase. A phrase like, few words, and a phrase doesn't have a verb. Today, Caroline is wanted at the hotel. So after wanted, what do I use? I use at the hotel. At the hotel is a phrase. As you can see, there is no verb in at the hotel. After want, I can use to with infinitive and a clause. So Najm wants to argue that co-education is useful for all students. So to argue is infinitive with to. Of course, to is the infinitive, argue is the verb, and then that education or co-education is useful for all students. This is a clause. I put that between brackets. This means you can use that or you can delete it. If you use that, it means you are using formal English. If you delete that, it means you are using informal English. Number 6, after want we can use of, and we can use an object, and this object is a noun. What do you want of James? So of James, of is a preposition, of course, and James is the object, which is the noun. Number 7, want plus gerund. Water wants cooling for 10 minutes. Cooling is a gerund, and a gerund is a verbal noun. Originally it was a verb, and we put ing to it. It becomes a gerund. So a gerund is a verbal noun, and some grammar books say a gerund is partly a noun and partly a verb. Half of it is a verb, half of it is a noun, which is, as I said, originally it was a verb, and then I add ing to it, it becomes a noun. So cooling is a gerund, and after want I can use a gerund. Want plus an object. The object may be noun or pronoun. To infinitive. Sonia wants me to sing. So me is the object and it is a pronoun, and to is the infinitive, sing is the verb. Of course, when you learn the verb pattern, you can make millions and millions of sentences like this, and everybody in the world must follow this verb pattern. No one can change it. So you can say Sonia wants me to sing, John wants me to go, Georgette wants me to read. So you can make millions of sentences like this. But before you make the sentences, ask yourself, what can I use after this verb? What can I use after this verb? You look, you think, and you copy. You do a similar verb pattern. You can, after want, you can use an object and ing verb. Claudette does not want her daughter coming in after midnight. So her daughter is the object, it is a noun. Coming is ing, verb with ing in after midnight. Again, you can say Susan doesn't want her son driving quickly. You know, you can make millions of sentences. Ahmed doesn't want his son playing chess, for example. So any, if you understand the verb pattern, you can make what? Make millions of sentences. In this way, your speaking and your writing will be very good. Want plus an object, and this object is a noun, plus past participle. Do you want the car washed today? So as you can see, the car is what? Is the object, it is a noun. Washed is past participle of wash. Wash, washed, washed. So do you want the car washed today? This is a very good structure again for the verb want. Do you want the tomatoes cut today? Do you want the car repaired today? Do you want the lesson explained today? So as I said, you can make millions and millions of sentences. After want, you can use an object, which is a noun. You can use an adjective. So do you want this pizza hot? So this pizza is a noun, which is the object. Hot is the adjective. Do you want this video easy? Do you want this house cheap? Do you want this holiday interesting? So you can use millions and millions of sentences. You can use sentence plus wanting plus to and infinitive plus the rest of the sentence. There are a lot of students wanting, so you can put ing to want, to enroll on the ESL courses. So to enroll, this is to infinitive, and this is to infinitive with the verb, and then on the ESL courses, this is the rest of the sentence, which means you complete the sentence. The rest of the sentence means you complete the sentence. There are a lot of students wanting to enroll on the ESL courses. There are a lot of students wanting to ask questions about university courses. There are a lot of students wanting to go to London this year. So you can make millions and millions of sentences. You just follow the verb pattern. Very good. Number 13, after want, you can use an object, gerund, and the rest of the sentence. Lubna does not want her students talking against her. So her students is the object, of course it's a noun, and this noun is an object. Talking is the gerund, and then you complete the sentence. This is the end of the video. Of course, I explained to you how we can use the verb want, the verb patterns for want. But as I said in part 1 and part 2 and part 3, you have to know what comes after the verb, what comes before the verb. Sometimes you can have verb and then to and another verb. That's why I said what comes after the verb, what comes before the verb. But the most important information is what comes after the verb. Unless you have two verbs, in this way you have to think about before and after the verb. And again I repeat, the verb is the most important word in any sentence we listen to any sentence we listen to, any sentence we speak, any sentence we read, any sentence we write. The most important word is the verb. Thank you for watching. All the best in your learning. Bye bye.